Hello, everybody. This is Heathen Queen. I just wanted to come on here and give you my take on this Will and Jada Smith being separated since 2016. You know what really brought me to the internet? What brought me to the internet was the fact that the news broke that she had been having an affair with August Alsina. That's what brought me to the internet. I wasn't on the internet before that. I was only on here in a very simplistic way, basic way, right? No website, no nothing. And this is what brought me to the internet. Her and August Alsina. I was like, she cheating on Will? What? Wait a minute. He loved her and blah, blah, blah. And she cheating on Will? And I was like, Will ain't never cheated on Jada. What's going on? And then my counseling session, and in one of the sessions that I counsel people, they were like, no, Will and Jada have been separated for a long time. They've been doing their own thing for a long time. And I was like, you a lie. Will Smith ain't been cheating on no Jada. And, because my old self, I don't keep up with gossip like that. So that's what drove me to the internet. I was like, wait a minute. How do I find these gossip people? Who do this gossip stuff? And one of the people in my group was like, oh, you need to check out somebody named Storm. And Storm, I was like, Storm, okay, let me look at it, because the person said he got the 411 on Will Smith. And so I looked up Storm, and the rest was history. Storm introduced me to this person, to the point where I got where I am today, right? So that August Alsina incident introduced me to the backstory to Will and Jada. Now, I have a different take, and I get it. They've been married a long time. I was married a long time. All right? And it's an effort to go every day loving the same person every day. Consciously loving the same person every day. And I hear people out here saying, Jada this, Jada that, Jada this, Jada that. Will is doing his own undercover fuckery all these years too. Okay? All these years too. She just happened to have people who open their mouth. If we would never have heard anything about August Alsina, we never would have been looking at Jada. Or not we. Y'all would never have been looking at Jada sideways. Because you'd have just said, oh, okay, they do their thing behind the scenes and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I, having been married 30 years, know there's bullshit that comes along in the back of the scenes. The fucked up part is everybody they knew, everybody who knows them, knew that they were separated. And all of these people around them were pretending to the public. The kids, the aides, the people that work on movies, the people they had affairs with, all of these people were in on this facade. Now, let's take Jada being the villain. Jada is not the villain in this relationship. Neither is Will. Okay? I wrote a timeline down that I think that what I think went down. How it went down. How this relationship went the way it went. They got married. They were rolling. They were both determined to make it work. And something happened. Reality happened. Somehow, some way, reality stepped into that relationship. Okay? They still kept it going because they had children. They kept it going. They wanted it to work. Then something happened. Something happened in the middle of that relationship that there was no turning back. We've heard all kinds of rumors. Will, dibble and dabble on the other side of the fence. Jada dibble and dabble on it. So these are rumors. I ain't nothing I know anything about. Okay, but I can only speculate about if those particular rumors are true. If those particular rumors are true, you have less of a opportunity for that marriage to stay together emotionally down the road than you do if you just fell out of love with somebody. Over the years, we have heard Jada say she was hurt at that damn red table talk. All the time she been taking, y'all haven't been listening. Because if you had been listening like me, who didn't know that Hollywood had these weird marriages, I heard, now that I think about it, I heard when I've thought over it, I heard that she had been hurt. Somehow, some way in that relationship, she had gotten hurt. Okay? Now, here's the thing. If you go back to those red table talks, you will hear her say she needed to heal herself. She needed to heal from the hurt. She needed to heal from the pain. She needed to feel good. She needed another way to feel good. Now, why is it that she needed another way to feel good if Will is such a good old boy? If Will is such a good ass husband, why has she needed to feel good? Why is it that she couldn't feel good with her husband? Why is it that she had to heal from the pain that she had always? It was always an air of sadness around her. To me, there's always an air of sadness around her, where like she made a deal with the devil. Maybe this marriage had been over by 2016. Maybe the marriage had been over. Of course, the marriage had been over before that. But these Holly weirdos do contracts where you can't talk about nothing, you can't say nothing, you can't get out of the relationship, you can't do this, that, and the third because you signed a contract to stay married or whatever. Maybe she signed a contract. Maybe she made a promise that she wasn't going to quit. She did say somewhere to Hoba or whatever her name is. She said to her that she made a promise to continue this relationship somehow, some way. She made a promise, which means it's probably on paper that she made a promise to stay married to Will. Maybe it's a contractual thing. Maybe it became a contractual thing. But see, here's what most people don't get. Once you get past the hurt, and it takes a while to get past the hurt, and you work things out, and you work out the feelings, and you work out all of these things. Once you get past that, you can live with another person. They didn't live in the same house. They weren't sleeping in the same bed. They weren't doing any of these things. He had his part of the compound and she had her part of the compound. That's what I'm assuming. And the children and everybody else around them knew. Just imagine the deception that had to have occurred for people to keep this shit quiet like that. Well, it's a massive scale. It had to be. They got NDAs and all that fuckery going on in that relationship. All that fuckery NDA going on in they aides and they helpers and they workers and shit like that. Okay? Will ain't motherfucking innocent. Y'all keep blasting Will. Will ain't motherfucking innocent in none of this. He is inside that marriage just like her. She never promised him to be submissive. That ain't what that relationship is about. And he didn't want no submissive woman. Why you lame motherfuckers keep talking about her being being bossy, being manly, being this, that, and the third? She is as feminine as it can be. And I feel like somewhere down the line, she got hurt out of this relationship. But she was under the obligation to do what she needed to do to raise those kids, to make this marriage be on in the public as good and as it could be, because Will had a career and she wanted to be Will Smith's wife. She wanted to be a part of that success. There was no using of each other. There was no using of her, of him. They used each other to make that front stay the way it was. It worked because most of us didn't have no even fucking idea that they were separated. I sort of had an idea, but only like in the back of my mind, simply because Will was too calm when she got on that table talk talking about she was fucking August Alsina. Okay? He was too calm. He was just too calm for that. And when she said, "Oh, I had an entanglement," he was like, "No, you need to tell him you had an affair." I had an affair. Okay, let's admit that. Everybody everybody seems to keep thinking that Will was blindsided by her, by whatever she was doing. He's not blindsided. August Alsina told y'all that Will gave him permission. Will gave him the go ahead. And now since it's 2016, then we know that fucking part of it was true. Okay? Will is fully aware of what she does, and she's fully aware of what he does. There was a rumor that he was messing with the Robbie chick or whatever the fuck her name is. Jada they know all of these things. They all know these things. But I'm gonna take a different tack. I think Will is the fault in this relationship. I think Will is the one at fault. I won't tell you why, but I think he's the one that was at fault. Not necessarily at fault, but the hurt came from him. The first punch was thrown by him. Not physical punch. The mental marital punch, I think, came from him. And not necessarily whether she was blindsided or she didn't know or blasé. None of that. She was just blindsided. He threw the first punch. And she had to deal with that first punch because she was under obligation. She had children. She had young children. She had children growing up. And children knew. Because they had to sit down and explain to the kids what was going on. They had to. Because they don't live in the same area. They live in two separate parts of the compound. They may live in the same house, but they live in different parts of the house. I don't know. I don't know how that works. All I'm saying is Jada is not the villain people keep thinking she is. I believe she's the victim. Not necessarily an unwilling victim. She's a willing victim. She knows what's going on. She knows. Don't y'all think it's strange that Will, the only thing he did was slap motherfucking Chris Rock? He slapped Chris Rock. We don't know whether it's a real slap or a fake slap. We don't know. We don't even know. I don't even get into why or how. I'm talking about something totally different. I'm talking about the marriage. If she did sleep with Chris Rock, then Will knows fucking about it. And Will slap Chris because why the fuck you over here trying to fuck with my wife? Even though you ain't fucking her, you made somebody else fucking her. But see, they such manipulators with the media, they could have got back together after he slapped Chris Rock and he realized how he felt about Jada, and then they got back together. But see, you notice when she's talking in the interview, is she talking in the interviews, Jada? Is she talking in the interviews like they were separated and now we back together? Or we were separated in 2016 and we still separated? How is she talking? Has anybody watched what exactly she said? I didn't hear her say, what I saw was her saying we had been separated since 2016. She's referring to her book. She ain't said jack shit about what her and Will doing now. Okay. All I remember from some of them table talks is her saying she was hurt. She had to fulfill herself. She had to put something inside of her to make her feel good. But why is it that she had to make something make her feel good? If she the boss bitch and she going out there fucking all kinds of dudes and doing whatever the fuck she want and she running the shit, she running Will, she running everything, why does she need to make herself feel better? Why she need to heal the hurt inside of her? Why is it that she feels like nothing? from her table talk, from my understanding on the table talk, she was talking like she needed to heal her. Why does she need all that? If she's such a boss bitch and she know what she doing and she burning Will and she fucking over Will, why she need all this help? And yet we ain't heard a motherfucking thing from Will. Why we ain't heard shit from Will? He either don't give a fuck or he's running for cover, staying ducked under the cover and letting her take her heat. Which one is it? Okay. He cares about his family. He just ain't in love with her. She cares about her family. She just ain't in love with him. They have a contractual relationship. She is free to do whatever she wants to do. She's not the villain in this marriage. He is not the villain in the marriage. I just believe Will was the first one who threw the marital punch. I believe he was the first one to cause the hurt. Whatever that hurt was, he started it and caused it. And then it was just a snowball domino effect. We only seen her fucking around with August Alsina. That's been the last couple of years. We ain't never seen Will in public with no other female. Why is that, do you think? If they've been married, they've been separated for 16 years, how many years? Maybe, what is that, 7, 8 years. If they've been separated all this time, why we ain't seen Will with a woman? Because he don't want you to see him with a woman. Because he has his image to protect. He's protecting his image. And they would have protected Jada's image if August Alsina had kept his motherfucking mouth shut. Okay? But he didn't keep his motherfucking mouth shut. He was running his mouth all over the motherfucking town. That's what he was doing. They care about each other. They care about each other. They have gotten past the point of the hurt, of the pain, the anger, whatever. They have gotten past all of that. And everybody is calling her the motherfucking villain. She's not the villain. She's not the villain or the victim. He's not the villain or the victim. This hurt, anger, separation happened years ago. They're just telling us now. Okay? Most of their inner circle knows about this. He been having an affairs behind the scenes too. He's been doing his thing too. His shit just been undercover. You just sick of the fucking narrative that Jada is the one who fucked up. Jada is just responding. I believe, as I said before, Will threw the first punch. And you just heard about Jada because August Alsina ran his nasty ass mouth. He don't know how to kiss and not tell. Okay? We don't know why Will slapped what's his name? Okay? This picture right here, everybody say this is a fake picture. Okay, maybe it is a fake picture. But that's the facade they have put forth to us. She has never ran her mouth about any man, woman, or beast of fowl or anybody else she was fucking with. He hasn't either. It's always been people who have outed them. August Alsina, blah, blah, blah. What her name? Robbie, the Barbie doll, whatever the fuck her name is. I just get sick and tired of people blaming Jada for Will's fucking choices. Jada can take her punches. Will needs to take his. Will needs to take his L's. This is his fault too. I just don't like the fact that everything is blamed on her. It's not all her. She ain't the only person in that relationship. He is in this relationship too. He did bullshit too. He was doing fuckery too. And motherfuckers go, oh, Jada, she blah, blah. No, motherfucker. Will was doing shit too. And I believe Will was the one who started this shit. Not necessarily cheating. Not necessarily doing any of that. She's not cheating anyway. You lame motherfuckers. She's not cheating. They have been separated, all intents and purposes divorced since 2016. That's not cheating. He agreed to it. She agreed to it. It's not cheating. They have been separated, except on paper. So therefore, it's not cheating. And Will is not a victim. And everybody looking at it like it's a traditional marriage. It's not a traditional marriage. So therefore, you cannot put her down as being a cheater. You cannot put this down as being a broken marriage. That marriage was broken back in 2016. They just never ended it. They never ended it because they didn't want to. He had the cover of having a wife so he can do his fuckery behind the scenes. She had the cover of being a wife so she could do her fuckery behind the scenes. Somebody just tripped her up and put her in the public. That's it. Man, some of y'all lame out here, for real. Y'all need to grow up. I get it, totally. She said, we've been separated for blah, blah, blah. I ain't doing no cheating. We ain't together. I get it. I got it. Now you need to explain to the lame motherfucking public. Because the lame motherfucking public seem to think, oh, damn wedding paper or a marriage license means some shit. Half of y'all don't even keep your own damn marriage license as sacred. How the hell y'all gonna be blaming Jada for the demise of her relationship when Will agreed to it? And y'all don't even keep your own marriage licenses sacred. At least they kept their shit out of the public. What are we doing here? What? I don't give a fuck about what they did in their relationship or didn't. There are two people in that relationship and they make the decisions in that relationship. It has nothing to do with me. I hope they figure something out, either get a divorce or keep doing whatever they doing, however they need to do it. It is their business. It ain't nobody else's business. I get it. They got it on the internet. It's out here. She got a book. I get all that. But don't make her the victim. No, don't make her the motherfucking villain of the piece when there's another human being standing right there beside her in this motherfucking fuckery. She ain't the victim. She ain't the villain. He ain't the victim. He ain't the villain. They both are two married people trying to work some shit out. Now y'all need to grow the fuck up. And that's all Heathen Queen got to say about this bullshit.